Welcome to the Wildlife Adventure. My name is Andres Sprick, and I'm going to speak about the African elephant. In the world of the elephants, there are two kinds of elephants, the African elephant and the Asian elephant. What are the differences? The African elephant, their tusks, both male and female African elephants, are capable of growing tusks. Their weight are between 4,000 to 7,000 kilograms. Their toenails, African forest elephants, have 5 in front and 4 behind, while African bush elephants have 4 in front and 3 behind. Their ears are large ears shaped like the continent of Africa. Their trunk, 2 fingers for grasping. Their height, about 4 meters, tallest at the shoulder. Pigmentation, consistent of dark coloration. Whereas the Asian elephant, their tusks, only male elephants are capable of growing tusks, while females sometimes grow tusks very small. Their weight are between 3,000 to 6,000 kilograms. Their toenails, they have 5 in front and 4 behind. Their ears are small and rounded. Their trunk, 1 finger for grasping. Their height about 3.5 meters, tallest at the arc of the back. Pigmentation, freckled appearances. In the world of the elephants, these giant animals are the biggest mammals. They have their long mobile trunks, curved wide tusks, and large flapping ears. They are well known in the world and they can be found in Asia and Africa. Moreover, they are the world's largest terrestrial mammals. There are 2 recognized subspecies of this iconic animal, bush or savanna and forest. African bush elephants are the larger of the 2, and their tusks curve out, while their forest-dwelling cousins are darker and have tusks that are straighter and that point downward. The African elephants live where the sun is usually blazing hot. They use their trunk to help them keep cool. They squirt a trunkful of cool water over their bodies. Then they often follow that with a sprinkling of dust to create a protective layer of dirt on their skin. The elephants pick up and spray dust the same way they do water with their trunks. The trunk is an extension of the upper lip nose and is used for communication and handling objects, including food. African elephants have 2 opposing extensions at the end of their trunks, in contrast to the Asian elephant, which only has 1. Elephants use their trunk as snorkels when they exercise in deep water. An elephant's trunk is controlled by many muscles. 2 finger-like pads on the tip of the trunk allow the elephant to perform delicate maneuvers, such as picking a berry from the ground or plucking a single leaf of a tree. Elephants can also use trunk to grasp an entire tree branch and pull it down to its mouth, and to yank up clumps of grasses and shove the greenery into their mouths. The elephant's tusks, which are large, modified incisors that grow throughout an elephant's lifetime, occur in both males and females, and are used in fights and for marking, feeding, and digging. The other notable feature of the African elephants is their large ears, which allows them to radiate a lot of heat. The elephant gets a whiff of something interesting. It sniffs the air with the trunk raised up like a submarine periscope. If threatened, an elephant will also use its trunk to make loud trumpeting noises as a warning. Their trunk is a long nose that is used for breathing, smelling, drinking, trumpeting, and grabbing objects. Their trunks are also a grooming tool. Grooming consists of using trunks to cover themselves with mud or water to maintain hydration. They have 2 finger-like extensions on the tips of their trunk that are used for holding onto small objects. They also use their trunk to exhibit affection by frequently touching one another. Elephants are social creatures. They sometimes, by wrapping their trunks together in displays of greeting and affection, elephants also use their trunks to help lift or nudge an elephant calf over an obstacle, to rescue a fellow elephant stuck in mud, or to gently raise a newborn elephant to his feet. And just like a human baby sucks his thumb, an elephant calf often sucks its trunk for comfort. The elephants can eat up to 136 kilograms, 300 pounds of food, and drink 113 to 190 liters, 30 to 50 gallons of water in one day. Elephants are born after a gestation period of 22 months. Young elephants wean after 6 to 18 months, although they may continue nursing for over 6 years. Male elephants leave their natal group at puberty and tend to form much more fluid alliances with other males. Elephants live up to around 70 years, with females mostly fertile between 25 and 45. Males need to reach 20 years of age. African elephants mainly eat leaves and branches of bushes and trees, but also eat grasses, fruit, and bark. African elephants once wandered across the continent from the northern Mediterranean coast to the southern. Savanna elephants occur in eastern and southern Africa, with the highest densities found in Botswana, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, Kenya, Zambia, and South Africa. The forest elephant is found in the equatorial rainforest zone of the West and Central Africa, where relatively large blocks of dense forest remain. Since 1979, African elephants have lost over 50% of the range in these, along with massive poaching for ivory and trophies over the decades, has seen the population drop significantly. Back in the early part of this 20th century, there may have been as many as 3 or 5 million African elephants, but there are now around 415,000. Most of the West Africa count their forest elephants in tens or hundreds, with animals scattered in small blocks of isolated forest. In contrast, savanna elephant population in parts of the southern Africa are large and expanding, with almost 300,000 elephants now roaming across the subregion. Stop hunting for elephants. They are endangered species. The big ivory tusks on the side of their face are used for foraging for food and water and is wanted by humans. The ivory trade is driven by consumer asking for product made from tusks and supplied by a sophisticated international network of traffickers. Dealers kill this iconic species for its ivory tusks, which are then sold and made into anything from jewelry and craft to musical instruments to religious objects. Wildlife zones are large sections of land that allow wildlife to move from one national park to another habitat. African Wildlife Foundation works with people from all levels, coming from the governments and communities, and settle a land for wildlife. Habitat loss poses a long-term threat to African elephant populations. African Wildlife Foundation is working in countries like Zambia, to create protected spaces for these beloved species. We worked with Zambia Sakut Chiefdom to create a Sakut conservation area, and in exchange for protecting wild spaces for wildlife, African Wildlife Foundation rebuilt the Lupani School. In conclusion, elephants are amazing animals. They are social creatures. They can be found in Africa and Asia. The elephants are enormous animals, and they're the biggest mammals. They have long, mobile trunks, curved white tusks, and large flapping ears. The elephants will get a whiff of something interesting, and elephants will also use its trunk to make loud trumpeting noises as a warning. And they are endangered species. Thank you for listening to my presentation of the African elephant. I hope you have learned from the world of the elephants.